Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Mario Melchiot claims that Jorginho will lead the team when Mikel Arteta isn't there. Mario Melchiot has now said that Jorginho will talk to the Arsenal squad when Mikel Arteta isn't there. Speaking on the Kelly Wrighty Show, Melchiot was discussing Arsenal's title challenge with the final 10 games on the horizon. Arsenal couldn't have gone into the international break in better form domestically. Mikel Arteta will be keeping his fingers crossed that none of his players pick up injuries while away with their countries. The last thing he needs is his very settled side to be messed with. However, the pressure may start to show soon enough, and Melchiot believes Arteta can rely on Jorginho to help with that. The Italian has gained some experience throughout his career, winning some impressive trophies. He could prove to be a very useful acquisition both on and off the pitch. Melchiot was talking about Arsenal's £12 million Italian January signing and said, for example, when Jorginho went over, people were like, why is he going there and why would he make that decision? It's very clear that Arteta was thinking about it. He is thinking, look, I am going to get a guy who's won so much. If a problem comes in the team, I have a guy that can talk for me. There are moments on the training ground when the coach is not near you, when the dressing room door closes. You don't want your coach there. There is no player in any team that wants to be seen being close to the coach. You don't want to be that player. You want to keep your distance. So, who else is going to talk? Jorginho is going to do the job for him. That's what he is building. The 31-year-old midfielder has proven many people wrong since his arrival on deadline day. He is second choice to Thomas Partey at the base of Arsenal's midfield, but has already delivered some pivotal moments. Arteta has said that Jorginho has all the qualities that we need, and Melchiot clearly agrees. The Champions League and European Championship winner would love to add a Premier League title to his list of achievements. He is now 10 games away from making that happen. Alan Shearer praises Ben White with Team of the Week selection after Arsenal vs Palace. Alan Shearer was full of praise for a few Arsenal players in his latest Team of the Week selection after they beat Crystal Palace this weekend. The Gunners roared to yet another Premier League win as they stuck 4 past Palace. Bukayo Saka got himself another 2 goals, while Gabriel Martinelli and Xhaka also got themselves on the score sheet. However, there was more to the performance from Arsenal than just free-flowing attacking. The front players have been exceptional and were again against Palace, but defensively, the Gunners were great again. Leading that charge was England man Ben White. The ex-Brighton star helped himself to an assist to cap off a fine display, and picking his players in his latest Team of the Week for the official Premier League site, Shearer said White is getting better and better. Shearer said on White, his impact at right back is growing on every occasion, and he showed brilliant awareness to set up Bukayo Saka's first goal. White is believed to earn around £93,000 a week at the Gunners following his £50 million move from Brighton. The attacking players at Arsenal might be getting all the plaudits, but without the likes of White behind them, there'd be no title challenge. Ben White has been nothing short of brilliant ever since he signed. His absence from the England setup is bizarre. He is improving every week, and after Owen said he was underrated this weekend, Shearer's inclusion of him here backs up how good he has been lately. If Arsenal do seal that Premier League title, then Ben White will have been just as important as any other player. Arsenal now want to sign Granit Xhaka's international teammate Naby Okafor. Arsenal are interested in signing RB Salzburg and Switzerland forward Naby Okafor this summer. The Gunners are flying in the Premier League at the moment. They are 8 points clear of Manchester City at the top of the table, and the title is now theirs to lose. Although Mikel Arteta's focus is fully on the season, it looks like Edu Gaspar is looking ahead to the summer transfer window. Young Okafor has reportedly caught his eye. The Daily Mail claimed last night that Arsenal are interested in signing Noah Okafor from RB Salzburg this summer. The 22-year-old centre forward, who has scored 10 goals and provided 5 assists in all competitions this season, is one of the most exciting players of his age in Europe. He is a wanted man, and Arsenal are not alone in the race to sign him. The report claims our rivals Tottenham Hotspur and West Ham United are also interested in signing Okafor this summer, who is currently on international duty in Switzerland along with Granit Xhaka. Okafor, who will enter the final year of his contract this summer, is reportedly valued at £25 million. Okafor is a player with magnificent technical qualities. The 22-year-old, who has already been capped 12 times by Switzerland, has been impressive for Salzburg, and it's only a matter of time before he leaves the Austrian side for a much bigger club. Arsenal, however, have plenty of options up top. Gabriel Jesus, Leandro Trossard and Eden Ketia are all available at Mikel Arteta's disposal, while Gabriel Martinelli can also play there. Folarin Balogun, who is shining in France, will also return from his loan at the end of the season. That reduces the need for Okafor unless one of the above-mentioned players are sold this summer. Journalist claims £70 million World Cup winner could be really tempted by Arsenal move. Journalist Graham Bailey has told Team Talk that World Cup winner Alexis McAllister could be really tempted by a move to Arsenal. The Gunners have benefited from raiding Brighton over the past few transfer windows, with both Ben White and Leandro Trossard proving to be astute signings under Mikel Arteta. Arsenal even tried to lure Moses Caicedo to the Emirates Stadium back in January, but Sky Sports reports that Brighton knocked back 2 bids for the midfielder, and it seems that Arteta's men could turn their attention to the Amex Stadium once again, as they have been linked with a move for McAllister. South American journalist Gaston Edol claimed just last week that both Arsenal and Chelsea are the most interested clubs in signing the Argentine as it stands. Now Bailey has suggested that the 24-year-old could have his head turned if the Gunners try to sign him. Speaking to Team Talk, Bailey claimed that McAllister wants to leave Brighton this summer, but there are a lot of hurdles to overcome before he gets his wish. The midfielder only penned a new contract with the Ciclus shortly before the World Cup, where he started for eventually winners Argentina. Despite the fact that Brighton are in a strong position over his future, he could still be tempted by a move to Arsenal, Chelsea, or even Tottenham. He said, I am told Brighton's finishing position could help dictate this, and that if they finish in Europe, that may quell his want to leave, but even that may not be enough to convince him not to seek a move, especially if the likes of Arsenal come calling, which they might. McAllister is under contract at Brighton until 2025, and Roberto De Zerbi's man could demand around £70 million for him in the summer. He has been exceptional this season, but it remains to be seen whether or not Arsenal will prioritize a midfielder like him. The Gunners seem to be in desperate need of a player who can compete with Thomas Partey for a place in Arteta's side, which would point them in the direction of Declan Rice and even McAllister's current teammate Caicedo. Erling Holland just got injured. He is pulled out of international duty. Manchester United star Erling Holland has pulled out of international duty with Norway, which could be a boost to Arsenal's title hopes. The report from the Daily Mail suggests the star striker will miss Norway's upcoming qualifiers with a groin injury. Haaland scored a hat-trick for Man City against Burnley at the weekend, while Arsenal were extending their lead at the top of the Premier League. Mikel Arteta's side travelled to the Etihad next month in a match that could decide where the title heads. Arsenal have proven to be worthy challengers to Pep Guardiola's side this season, although the reigning champions do have a game in hand. Guardiola will be glad the incredible Norwegian is on his way back to the club already. The last thing he would have wanted is for Haaland to have risked further aggravating the problem this week. Mikel Arteta may have hoped Martin Odegaard could have monitored the forward while away with Norway. The pair are big fans of each other, but will be going head to head on the pitch very soon. The report from the Daily Mail states that Erling Holland will miss Norway's upcoming Euro 2024 qualifiers against Spain and Georgia after reportedly picking up a groin injury. A statement from the Norwegian FA confirmed that national team doctors had advised for Haaland to return to City and receives medical follow up at the club. Manchester City aren't exactly short of other options if Haaland does miss any action for his club. Julian Alvarez is a very able deputy, or Guardiola could revert to playing with a false nine. Arsenal will know they no longer need to rely on Manchester City dropping points in the title race. It's very much in their hands. But Haaland being injured could be what tips the title race in Arsenal's favour. More than likely, Haaland has simply pulled out of the squad on a precautionary basis. However, Man City have more games left to play than Arsenal this season in all competitions. Losing their star man for both the Premier League and Champions League closing stages would be a massive blow. Arsenal think they can sign world-class Declan Rice this summer. Arsenal are now quietly confident they can sign West Ham United star Declan Rice this summer. That's according to journalist Benny Jacobs, who was speaking to Give Me Sport about the 24-year-old. Declan Rice looks set to move on regardless of whether West Ham are relegated or not this season. He has already made his feelings clear about wanting to play in the Champions League, something Arsenal will be able to offer him. The England international has been the Hammers' star player for some time, but now feels like the right time to move on. Having graduated from the academy, Rice was handed the armband after Mark Noble's retirement. Leadership is an attribute that Mikel Arteta looks for in his players, as can be seen by his recent signings. The likes of Zinchenko, Gabriel Jesus, and Jorginho are all determinate individuals. Arsenal are now confident they can add Rice to that list of players this summer. He could add another dimension to their midfield and would improve the overall quality of the squad. Speaking to Give Me Sport, Jacobs said, I think that suitors like Arsenal and Chelsea, who may even be in the race as well, are quietly confident that they can get a player like Declan Rice for something between 75 and 80 million pounds, which sounds like a lot of money, but I think Arsenal see that as value, and I think that summarize how they will act in the summer generally. It's not about how much they spend because they will have that financial muscle. It's about finding value in the market, and that's always been Arsenal's model. I don't expect that to change regardless of winning the Champions League or the Premier League. They have never wanted to put it out there in the market that they are prepared to spend widely above the odds, even on a player that they so desperately want. The world-class midfielder could have plenty of suitors, with Chelsea and Manchester United both interested. The Gunners will hope the idea of staying in London may help their cause when it comes to signing Rice. Arsenal may also be confident they can bring in Rice given how well they have played this season. Arsenal willing to spend up to £43 million to sign Rasmus Højlund. Arsenal are willing to spend up to £43 million to sign Danish striker Rasmus Højlund this summer, it has been claimed. The Gunners are currently in a brilliant moment, sitting top of the Premier League table. The 4-1 win over Crystal Palace at the weekend meant Mikel Arteta's side went 8 points clear of Manchester City, who were in FA Cup action. Arsenal have looked fantastic all over the park this season, but the attacking players have really come to the fore. Gabriel Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus and Bukayo Saka have all had brilliant seasons. Edin Ketia has also made huge contributions to the club's title push when Jesus was out injured, and the new signing Leandro Trossard has so far proven to be an excellent addition from Brighton. At the moment, a new attacking player coming in at Arsenal doesn't feel particularly necessary, but that hasn't stopped speculation about a summer move for Højlund, who is enjoying a fantastic campaign with Atalanta. The 20-year-old was weighed in with 14 goals across all competitions so far this term, with 7 of those coming in the league. This evening, TuttoAtalanta.com are claiming Arsenal and also Newcastle United are willing to shell out up to £43 million to sign Holland in the summer. This is a bold claim, with Fabrizio Romano recently pouring cold water on the speculation. He said, I am not sure he is going to leave Atalanta in 2023. I don't see Arsenal as an option for Højlund. They have Gabriel Jesus, Nketiah and Balogun. For sure, Højlund wants to play, not to be on the bench. I am told he could stay at Atalanta for one more year. Tutto Atalanta say Højlund's exponential growth has actually shifted both Arsenal and Newcastle's attention away from Dusan Vlahovic. Incidentally, Højlund has been branded better than the Serbian star by former Serie A player Jeddah. Højlund has previously stated that he feels he is a bit like Manchester City's Erling Holland, as was reported by Goal. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news show, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.